crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, we can find your way, babe. Yeah, take a look around you, we can find your way, babe. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice, pay that. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth and we die with it. I see it like it's an optical. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of me to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your eyes like it's topical.
Clearly now, the pain is gone, the fame is on, and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines we find out. End game getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They flaunt that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, somewhere between who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah. Hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah. Man, it's too early in the morning for this shit. But let's get it. Yeah. Ayy, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon, I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testing, testing. Test, 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 testing, testing. Testicles, testing, testicles, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3240 Schwam of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swole back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you be.
The fucking Catalina wine, man.
Fam, welcome to the show. It is Friday, March the 21st, 3241. Thanks for being here. Today is our world famous Friday Fefcast. It's Fuck'em Friday. It's the day that we unsubscribe, unfollow, block out all the noise. Make sure you go through your contacts, go through your subscriptions, go through all those chodes that are not helping you achieve those sick fucking gains. Follow the Daily Swole and get your shit in order. It's your weekly Swole cleaning. Make sure that you focus on pillar number 1, community today. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe live on the Daily Swole channel on Rumble and YouTube, and of course, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, where you can bang your ear holes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 and a quarter days a year. We are here every day, and we hope that you are making some gains today. Hopefully, you're at the gym right now banging your ear holes. Thanks for getting into the stream. Let's get into today's episode. We got a big show. We got a brand new driving while gaining in overtime at the end of today's show. Yeah! We also have some awesome Swole fan posts and some balls deep content. Today, we still got 20% off all merch. I am rocking the world famous Lift, Lift, Lift great shirt. Go and check it out, papaswolio.com. Like I said, 20% off the entire site. We got a lot of cool stuff over there. I got a lot of things on the bottom part of the screen. Oh my goodness. For shame. For shame. Falcon, stop hitting buttons. Let's get organized. It's a Friday, Falcon. Let's close the week out strong. All right, let's get into that tip before something else happens. Goddamn
Babe, bird. Just an inch.
Damn bird.
It's cold outside.
All right, let's get into it, fam.
What's in the box?
All right, first post from the Swolenormous app. This one's from Avril. And Avril says, hey, this one's for the ladies. All right.
Because
Kinda TMI, kinda not, because Papa talks about birth control. I do. Pulling out, it works. It sure does. Anyways, today I had my IUD removed. I'm not planning to have kids, but I'm planning to plan. After listening to Papa talk about how birth control fucks up your body, it really got me to think about removing it. I use a period tracker app and have been close to a year now. I'm nervous and excited to start getting back to a normal cycle. Fingers crossed I don't get pregnant right away like the doctor said I could. LMAO. Good for you. Hormonal birth control is very, very sinister. And we look forward to hearing your story. And good for you for taking control of your health. Take it back. Logic and common sense. Take care of yourself. It's going to turn out well for you. John says, I have quite a collection of fitness equipment at home, each with their own merits. But my most practical equipment are my retractable standing desk and yoga block. If your start to mobility is similar to mine, you'll need all the help you can get. Because if I could go back and start my yoga all over again, I'd sit in chairs less often and practice more squatting down. Practicing yoga only to sit in chairs for hours at a time definitely takes 2 steps forward and 1 step back on mobility gains. Depending on your genetics and how tight you are, chairs may be delaying your mobility progress to a near screeching halt. If you have a desk job, standing intermittently throughout the day is a game changer. Also, it may seem initially impractical, but make your new chair a yoga block. I found this transition a couple of months in made me use chairs less often, and I now sit on a yoga block in front of a coffee table eating my meals, reading a book, or just lounging for the day. Pull your body out of common modern molds and you'll find exponential progress with your yoga. That's a great post, John. I'm glad to hear it. And this is something that we talk about a lot with micro mobility. Integrate more mobility during your day. It doesn't have to be targeted 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour of yoga and mobility. You can do little things throughout the day just to mobilize your body more. So well said, John. Thanks for sharing. This is again in the Swolenormous app if you want to go and comment on this post. Good stuff. All right, we have this one from the app. Let's see. Ryan, hashtag Ask Papa Swole. Can we get a breakdown of advanced glycation end products? A breakdown of advanced glycation end products and how we can minimize the effects. I have read contradicting information. Some people say red meat should be reduced. And of course, I know we hold red meat dearly here in the Swole fam. And also have heard having carbs with the protein can cause this too, and timing when to have carbs and protein can affect it. And even as far as high temperature cooking. This is so confusing. Please help. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm eating my meat. I'm eating my steak. I feel great. I don't know the details as to what you're asking. Advanced glycation end products. I'm sure that's a thing. Sounds like a thing, but it might not be the thing that's the most important or the thing that's holding you back the most. A lot of this stuff is very high-end physiological. There's a lot of issues, I will say, just looking at things independently. Remember, every human being is a system. There are a lot of different factors. There's a multitude, thousands and thousands of different things that are going on inside the body all the time. Nothing's ever stagnant. Nothing's ever just the same and staying still. Your body's always changing. Your body's always breaking down, releasing sugar, absorbing sugar. Your body's always building muscle and breaking down muscle. Everything's always in flux. The most important thing to understand when you're eating properly and you're training hard is that you are putting your system and your body in an environment where it's going to be long-term forced to adapt. For example, building muscle, you're putting your body, even your body that's in a constant state of flux, what you're doing is you're putting it in an environment where it will be forced to adapt to your lifestyle. If you're adding constant stimulus, right? Building muscle, lifting a little bit more weight, adding another rep, constantly exposing yourself to that kind of growth stimulus, and you're providing the proper nutrients and the proper recovery, this, that, and the other, you are going to adapt, you're going to build muscle. So you want your body that is in a constant state of flux to be biased towards that growth stimulus, not the catabolic stimulus, so to speak. So those kinds of details I don't really concern myself with. There might be something with the, oh, what happened here? Oh, I hit the wrong button. There might be something there on a scientific level, but in terms of an application, I think you're just overwhelming yourself with details that probably don't matter. So if anyone else wants to add something to this, I don't have any comment on it. Carbs with protein, generally protein, eat your protein and fat first. Fill in the gaps with carbohydrates. That's why I always say don't fill up. If you're hungry for protein. If you want carbohydrates and you're trying to have a snack, usually that's because you're either not getting enough nutrients or you're actually thirsty, you need electrolytes. Most of the time, if you just want a snack, you're not actually hungry. If you're hungry, hungry means protein. Hungry means protein. I think that's a really good general theme to focus on. A lot of people are looking for snacks and they're looking for little carbohydrate boosts when you need to focus on your sleep. You need to focus on your hydration. And remember, hydration means electrolytes. So if you want to add something to this or anyone else wants to jump in, I don't have any specific feedback for the advanced glycation end products. I'm sure you've read conflicting information. It sounds like something that's very specific, and it's nothing that nothing that I've come across has led me anywhere else but where I still am. So again, what you do when you accumulate information, you have to apply these things. You have to apply these things and see how it affects your life. And then if you come across different information, you could test these things. If you want to try adjusting what you eat with a certain meal or what time, there's nothing stopping you from testing and seeing what works best for you. Some foods might combine differently for a different person and cause inflammation, or you prefer separating protein and fat and carbohydrates. That's totally fine. It could be at a different meal. Maybe at night you like less carbohydrates. Really, it's about your overall intake. And if you're lifting heavy weights and you have more lean mass, your body is going to have increased insulin sensitivity and sugar sensitivity. And I don't think you should be overcomplicating it. Really, this is kind of what comes down to people asking about, should I be intermittent fasting? Or should I eat 3 meals a day? Or X, Y, and Z? Really, it's about your overall intake and what you feel best working for you. Try different things. Maybe with your lifestyle, you like intermittent fasting. Maybe you don't like it. Try it and then see what sticks. So that's all I can say about that. It's very specific, but I appreciate the question. All right, let's get into a couple more Swole fan posts. What is your current training split? Asked this on Monday. And what adjustments have you made recently with your training? Lacey says it's off season, trying to focus on slowing down and some recovery. I've had to modify due to a knee injury. I'm sorry to hear about that. Off season, parentheses, smart season. So you're not training like an asshole. I like that. It's smart season. Smart season. Melissa, hi Papa. I've been sticking with split C2 from Maximum Swole and I love it. Recently, I have found doing 1 day on for lifting, 1 day off works the best. However, if life throws a curveball, I can do 2 days back to back. It just takes longer to recover. As always, staying consistently consistent. Thanks for everything, Melissa. I agree. It's great to pivot. There's nothing wrong with pivoting. There's nothing wrong like I do a full body. And if I feel like doing upper lower, I'll do upper lower. And if I feel like going back to full body, I do. All I do is I try to recover as efficiently, depending on the load, depending on my schedule, depending on what I feel for that day. I might adjust what I'm doing in the moment. Overall, I'm trying to train my muscles as frequently as possible, whether it's 2 to 3 times a week is my goal. And then I adjust on the micro to make sure that I'm recovering properly. I'm seeing progressive overload. So good comment, good post. Thanks, Melissa. Let's see. Oh, I think we got another one. Oh, that was it. Just 2. I thought we had one more. Cool. Awesome. All right, let's get into some questions. Great stuff. If you guys want to follow up, anything that I said already, if you want to follow up, drop in the comments. I'm going to load up TikTok live because I'm feeling frisky. My nips are hard. So I'm not going to say any naughty words. We'll get into that later. I don't feel the same type of urge to say the R word yet, but I think I will once I start seeing comments pop up on TikTok. So drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Let's see. Tainty Swole 11 on Rumble. Appreciate you all for being here. Thank you, fam. All right, Papa Swolio, I don't have access to any abductor machines. I do Cossack squats, but they aren't so stable to load. What else would you recommend? I think you mean adductor. So inner thigh is adductor. ADD, abductor is your gluteus medius. Those are on the outer portions of the hip. So Cossack squats are great. You could do Copenhagen squats or planks. You could do one leg elevated or your knee up on a bench and do the single leg adduction there as well. Also, you could do things like straddle good mornings. Those are great ways to hit the adductors as well. Plus, if you're trying to get adductors, you'll get the posterior portions if you do RDLs or SLDLs. Those are good options also. But you can imagine doing that literal adduction movement is important. But you can do Copenhagen planks, and that's a good way to do it. Do it the bench. You can elevate a bench. Just make sure you have room underneath it for your leg. All right. Haroon Nadim on Instagram stories. Papa Swolio, what's the main things we should avoid to help with our health? Also, big love. The main things you should avoid. Well, I would start with not consuming processed food. So without going into all the nitty-gritty details, first off, you just need to make sure you're cooking your own food. That's the fastest way to make sure you're not getting in ultra-processed ingredients. If you're going out to eat, you're going to fast food, all that stuff contains seed oils, vegetable oils, stabilizers, like really ultra-processed starch and stabilizers and preservatives. If you're cooking at home and you're buying a steak, whether it's grass-fed or not, you can cook it in butter, cook it in tallow, boom, put some salt on it. You know what's on your steak. You know what you're cooking it with. And that's the best way to ensure that you are, it's just the best way to ensure that what you're eating has what you need in it. You know what you're cooking with. It's just the way it is. Most places, they don't care. And they'll use the cheapest ingredients. Unfortunately, vegetable and seed oils are the cheapest ingredients, especially with cooking and with additives and preservatives. So just salt and steak. Thank you, Parker463. That's not how you spell it, but I appreciate it. Can I bring it up on the screen? Can I pin this message? I can pin it. So I pinned the message. I didn't know I can pin that for my chat. So it's not spelled correctly, but I appreciate the Rumble, the super chat. I appreciate that, fam. I will read that. I will read Parker's chat once we go into the balls deep portion. Goddamn trolls. I appreciate that. Parker, I love it. Shows that it's pinned. There we go. Based. I can't say it though. So Parker, I'll read your Rumble super chat. Thank you, Riley. Great movie. Something about Mary. Goated. All right. So is this what we're going to do now on the show? You guys are just going to say things in the chat that I can't. I appreciate it. If I can't say it, as long as someone's saying it. As long as someone's saying it. All right. Let's go here. Mason Lorenz on Instagram stories. Papa Swolio, how should I bulk and cut? Well, you should always be bulking. And what I mean by that is you should always be trying to build muscle. Even if you're cutting down extra body fat, you can still build muscle if you are still sending that growth signal. You don't need to be in a surplus to build muscle. What you need is a constant growth stimulus, and you need that to outweigh your catabolic stimulus. You need to make sure that you are stimulating and sending that growth signal to your muscles on a regular basis. That's why frequency of training is important. So if you're going to cut your calories or cut carbohydrates or try to lean down, right, maintaining muscle mass, you're never really maintaining. That's not really a thing. You're either building or losing muscle. So you want to send that growth stimulus. You want to improve your strength. You want to keep on gaining and then just slowly cut down on your excessive intake. You don't have to be in a surplus. Be around a maintenance. Track your body weight, track your strength. If your numbers are going up and you're maintaining the weight or slightly losing over weeks, that means you're building muscle and you're minimizing fat. So make sure the muscle building is consistent and then slowly adjust your caloric intake so your body weight is either maintaining or slightly dropping, and you'll notice yourself getting leaner over time. But the most important thing is you want to be building muscle. You want to be building muscle. Love the soup. Thank you guys in the Telegram. You guys are great. Appreciate that. Lots of good memes. Very descriptive memes. Any posts of Tim Waltz, you can share those. I can't say the R word, but I can say Tim Waltz. So that's the new word. That's a new word. That's a new equivalent. So I'll just call you a Tim Waltz. Okay. Excellent. If you're on TikTok, make sure you follow on Rumble. Rumble The Daily Swole and YouTube The Daily Swole. Rumble's the best place to watch. So come on over. F Waltz. I agree. If you guys get the inside joke, if you're a watcher of the show, you know what I'm talking about. Storm Machine 97, Papa Swole. I have heard after you do the elimination diet and detox your body, that your body unadapts itself from being able to deal with the sugars and inflammatory foods. Unadapts itself. Well, I would frame that differently. If you do an elimination diet and you're resensitizing yourself, again, you are, let's just say, theoretically speaking, you're sterilizing your body. Not in a bad way, but you are not like a liberal sterilization, right? Where you're not doing any kind of, permanent surgeries in that sense. But after you do an elimination diet, what you're doing is just resensitizing yourself to these toxins. You're removing them from your environment. So what you do is you're actually noticing the impact that these foods and these products have on your life and on your body. So you might find after doing the elimination diet, after a few months, if you go out and you eat fast food or something and you haven't in a long time, you're likely going to feel the difference a lot more because these foods are toxic to you. These ingredients are industrial waste products, and what your body is telling you now, hey, we shouldn't be eating this. But now you're just not mired in a smoke and a fog of constant inflammation. When you're surrounded in it and you're bathing in it, you don't notice it because you're just consuming it all the time. Space Shuttle Door Gunner. I worked at a barbecue joint and we had to glaze the ribs every hour with corn syrup. Every hour to keep them fresh looking. Oof.
Matt Damon.
Corn syrup has no business in barbecue. Oh. That must have felt like you were just destroying the food. Deep down, even though that was your, right? That was your job and you were required, they told you to do this, what? That hurts my heart. That hurts my heart. It's like overcooking a steak. Like, why? Why are you doing that to the poor steak? Thank you, Parker. Parker loves his spelling. I love it. We'll pin this one. All right. Now I'm done. Keep it coming. I appreciate it. What a waste of meat. Let's see. Storm Machine followed up and says, personally, after doing the elimination diet, I started eating more carbs to aid strength training, and I got stronger, but the inflammation in joints is making me feel 90. So what inflammation are you having? You're still having inflammation. You've done the elimination, or you're getting inflammation from carbohydrates. Maybe you can be more specific with what issues you're having still.
I don't believe you people.
Huh? What do you mean, you people?
All right, let's see. Garfield movie 2. Is there a second Garfield movie? Diet for calisthenics. It's not really an answerable question. How about eating healthy for a human? Calisthenics, nothing wrong with doing pull-ups and dips and body weight stuff. You want to put on muscle, add some more weight. So proper nutrition goes for every human, whether you're lifting heavy weights or not. Just everyone should be lifting heavy weights. Cynthia, damn, you're swole. Why, thank you. Making me feel good. Aww. Making me feel good.
Wait, your biggest stickers? Here's a
On Twitch. Shout out to Twitch. We got a couple people watching over there. Ayo. Parker just bought 100 in merch also. Nice. What'd you get? 20% off everything at papaswole.com. Just by the way, right now I'm rocking the Lift shirt. Great design. We dropped that a few months ago. Check it out, papaswole.com. Umer 0004, Papa Swole, what do you think of supplementing creatine? I think it's great. I take 5 to 10 grams a day. Creatine's fantastic. All right, Boeta Brendan, Papa Swole, what is the best exercise or any tips to focus rear delts? Reverse pec deck, cable. You could do cable 2-arm. You could do crossbody 1-arm. You could use dumbbells. You can use a pec deck machine. Just understand what the rear delts do. So the rear delts are only working from like this scaption angle to here. You don't have to go behind the body. You don't have to go all the way forwards. Once you start getting scapular movement, you're working more your rhomboids and your middle traps and stuff like that. So rear delts don't have a big range of motion, but there's a lot of great exercise. Even upper back rows like T-bar rows and stuff like that with the elbows more flared will hit the rear delts. All right, one more on Instagram stories and we'll take some more live on TikTok or Rumble, wherever they come from. Baron Samo, Papa Solio, muscle specific or push-pull workout routine? Well, I actually will go as far and say that upper-lower is probably the best for most people. Full body is also great. Push-pull legs, nothing wrong with it. You just don't get the same type of frequency and you don't get enough recovery long-term. So you're not training the muscles as frequently as you probably should be. Nothing wrong with push-pull legs. Some people like it. I've done it in the past, but I prefer upper-lower or full body now. Big O, what up, Papa? Walking the dog, listening in. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Mark says, wore the lift hoodie to the gym and definitely got some stairs. Good for you. Good for you. All right, more questions. Let's see. TikTok. N4 Racing, Papa Soy, how frequent training leads to overtraining? I'm taking a rest day today after 4 hard days. I would never train 4 days in a row. So the most I'll ever train is 2 days in a row, upper, lower. Aside from that, I'm not doing 3 days in a row, let alone 4. If you're training 4 days in a row, you're not training hard enough. And this is just my honest opinion and experience. So I don't know what kind of volume you're doing. But if you're training hard and you're training with high intensity, just fatigue is going to be too tremendous. Even if you're doing back-to-back, like a Monday, even 2 days upper lower, you're done. You got to take a day off. So unless you're taking anabolic steroids, you're not recovering that fast. And a lot of people do too much volume and not enough frequency. And this is why people stall. Sandy, I love all your videos. I'm in a pro qualifier bikini bodybuilding competition, 11 weeks. Best wishes. Good for you. SM, my boyfriend doesn't want to go to the gym. Your ex-boyfriend. Your ex-boyfriend.
Matt Damon.
Sorry, bro. Go to the fucking gym. Go to the fucking gym or she'll find someone that does. Go to the fucking gym. Jake, how often do you do upper lower? Well, I've been doing full body. I took 2 days off. I did 3. I was doing every other day, and I took an extra day yesterday. So today I'm doing full body again today. Upper lower, I would do, if I was doing upper lower, every body part would get hit twice a week. What do I think about BRICS? What do I think about, what was that, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa? What do I think about it? I don't think much about it. I think people should study Bitcoin. Fuck BRICS. Let's see. Cody Smith, I heard you say you take 5 to 10 grams of creatine. Does 10 grams make a difference? I take 5 daily. You're probably fine with 5. I think there might be some more stuff coming out soon that larger doses may be beneficial, but also depends on your lean mass too and how hard you train and your nutrition also. So I'm not saying that you have to take more, but if you have more lean mass, if that's your priority, if you have a lot of lean mass, if you're a bodybuilder, if you train hard on a regular basis, it could be beneficial to have more. I don't think it's negative, but I think you only know if you try it. I'm not saying you need to, but 5 is great. 5 is great. 5 is great. But I've seen some stuff. I've dabbled with sometimes taking 10 and I feel great too. So I'm wondering if more might be better for some people. You have to think about the person that's taking it. If you're morbidly obese and you've never trained, you don't need 10 grams of creatine a day. Taking creatine is fantastic, but if this is your lifestyle, if this is what you do, if you love going to the gym, if things around your life revolve around training, a lot of times, look, I think everyone should be lifting heavy. I think everyone should be trying to build muscle, but obviously for a lot of people, it's not their top priority. I think it should be, but you have to integrate that. You have to reframe your life as to why you train and why you take care of yourself. But everyone should be trying to build muscle, but not everyone's trying to build as much as they possibly can and get bigger. If you're obsessed with it, cool. I think if you have more lean mass, I think that could be something that's to look into. But I take at least 5 grams a day. So for example, on a training day, today I'm training, I took 5 grams earlier. And then before I work out, I'll probably mix in another 5 grams with my electrolytes and glutamine and stuff that I drink during my workout. Work hard, nerd hard. Should I train with the same intensity when I'm sick, like the flu? I've heard mixed answers. Why do people always ask me, should I train when I have the flu? If you have the flu, you have a fever, you feel like shit. How do you even function? How can you even think about training if you're actually sick? Take care of yourself. Do some yoga at home. Drink a lot of fluid. Take more vitamin D. Eat healthy. I don't get sick. I rarely get sick. If I feel wiped out, I'm not going to be lifting heavy weights. I've had the flu. I had a 105-degree fever. Like this, I've had it in college. I got sick really bad with the flu. I was barely alive, let alone going to go to the gym. You probably don't have the flu. You probably just have little sniffles because your immune system is compromised. Don't get experimental gene therapy either. That's going to weaken your immune system. Remember, it's not flu season, it's vitamin D deficiency season. Most people are compromised. They have low magnesium levels. They have low vitamin D. I live in Florida, so I'm getting sun on my nips all the time, and I still take vitamin D. Bookworm addict, I'm getting back into cycling. What's a good distance for beginners? I would say anything. Getting back into cycling. I'm not sure what that means. What kind of cycling? Just riding casually? Are you doing hills? Are you doing mountain biking? I don't do cycling, so any distance is better than 0. What do I think about the president removing the Navajo code talkers from the VA website? I don't know anything about it. I don't really care either, to be honest. Doesn't sound like something important right now. What does that mean? From the VA website? I don't know about it. All right, any last chance questions? Veterans. No, I know what the VA is. I know what the VA is. Are there Navajo code talkers that are not getting VA benefits now? Are there Navajo code talkers that are alive? Like, what are we talking about here? All right. Yeah, I'm aware of some of the history of the Navajo code talkers. It's a good story. You guys can look it up. All right. What's the quote of the day? Going to the fucking gym. All right, we're going to move into some balls deep content. No real more questions going up, but thank you for the latest. If you want to follow the rest of the show, come on over on Rumble. We're going to take some more questions probably as they come up in Rumble and YouTube and stuff. And we're going to get into some current events. We're going to get into some more posts, and we got to go into overtime. So if you're watching on TikTok, follow the page. Check out 20% off, papaswolio.com. Follow the page. Over on the merch site, I think there's more links to memberships. There's links to the podcast over there, so you can find the podcast on Rumble at the Daily Swole. So thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, TikTok, for not banning me again. Super sweet. All right, that was retarded as it always is. There we go. Now we can say words. Waltz-tarded. Now I can say it. I can say waltz-tarded now. All right, let's get into some more shit, shall we? Let's go balls deep. Floodgates are open. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's deep. All right, now all bets are off. All bets are off. All right, let's watch this video first because I thought it was... Actually, let's watch this. Let's watch this. So yesterday, I mean, a lot of you have probably heard stuff about Bill Burr. And Bill Burr used to be funny. And I guess his wife is super, super liberal. But his stuff has gotten super cringe. And I don't know what happens behind the scenes because obviously a lot of like top comedians know him. But someone's got to have a conversation with this guy because it is just embarrassing. So let's play this video. And I retweeted this. It didn't get any reach because probably I asked about if Bill Burr was getting pegged. But I'm just curious, what is the probability that Bill Burr gets pegged? I think fairly, based on what he says, pretty high. So let's check this out.
It's a weird time, but I just feel like someone needs to bring the boiling water down to a simmer, and everybody on both sides, like if you watch CNN, Fox, you go online, or you listen to politicians, it's all, and then you walk out on the street and someone's like, hey, how you doing? You're like, good. So I don't think they're living in like a reality.
But is there anybody getting your ire up these days more than usual?
Nerds.
Yeah.
The nerds that own the politician. All these tech nerds that want to build robots because they don't know how to talk to hot women they're gonna take over the world. They're going to take over. They are literally going to replace us. We're like beta right now, and they're coming out with like the VCR. And I think Elon has got the rockets going because they realize there's other Earths out there, and they're gonna trash this one, and because they don't have any concern for it, and they're going to move on to the next Earth. And, you know, everybody's going to be standing down here with your blue and red ties going, wait a minute, I was on your side. And they're just going to leave.
Well, you were talking about death and you're sad. Do they not realize that they're going to die, these people? They don't realize that eventually everybody dies.
I always wondered that about all religions, where they always talk about a wrathful God and, you know, will send you to hell. And it's like, none of you guys are operating like you fear this, the way you run your religion.
That's right.
So I don't get any, I don't understand any of that. I'm just trying to be like chill. Somebody holds the door. Hey, thank you.
Yeah, just not funny at all. Not funny. I think it's a high probability that he gets pegged, to be honest. I think it's pretty high. All right. Now, this is an abomination. This is an absolute abomination. Watch this. and tell me how hungry you are. This guy posts, Matt Grork, bringing back my sous vide dishwasher steak. All right, so we're talking about murdering steak. We're talking about cooking it well done. Now this, you got to check this dude's hard drive. This is an abomination.
Teaching my culinary class how to make a dishwasher steak. We're gonna go for a 1 hour sous vide in the dishwasher. Run to the store while my steak's cooking. All right, time to check the dishwasher steak. All right, we're gonna take it and sear it. Some sea salt butter in the pan. Almost falling apart. So tender. After you sous vide, always pat dry. We're gonna keep it together. Flavor this up with a little smoked mafia. Gives a beautiful crust. Look at this. I mean, that's how tender it is from the dishwasher, just falling apart. I remember when there was no junior cut day, it was just senior cut day.
Nice Teflon pan. Nice. Microplastics and Teflon, love it.
All right, ready for a flip?
Let's have a nice cancer
ready
steak.
Ready for a flip? Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. And I know that internal is looking good. Dishwasher steak. Oh my God. It has been over 5 years since I did a dishwasher steak. And this is about as good as it gets. Look at that. 1 hour sous vide in the dishwasher. Show me a better cooked steak. Rib cap, perfectly done, not overcooked.
All right, I'm stopping this right there. What a horrifying, absolutely horrifying video. Horrifying. Horrifying. Thank you, Parker. Burr pegging target. Storm Machine says, Papa Swole, the advanced glycation end products are molecules formed through a non-enzymatic reaction between sugars and proteins and cause diabetes and cardiovascular disease, I read. Yeah, maybe. Look, if you're focusing on protein and fat, you're not really stuffing as many carbs. You could separate them. Eat your protein and fats first. Just sounds like a lot of fear-mongering for nothing. I'm going to keep on eating my steak. I'm going to keep on eating my steak.
And I want all of you just to know exactly where we...
Let's play this video. So the title of today's episode is The Democrats' Plan to Defy ICE. So again, what are we trying to do in this country? Right? What are we trying to do in this country? We're trying to make sure that Americans are successful. This is the United States of America. We want our citizens to be thriving. We want to make sure that our culture and our society and people have jobs and are proud of their country and want safe streets to raise our families. So let's check this out. Minneapolis Mayor Frey says his city will be a safe haven for illegals. So we know a safe haven for illegals. There's no such thing. There should be no such thing as a safe haven for illegals. They're criminals. They're illegally in the country. They need to go back to their country. They can try to come back in legally. So check this out. This is what we're up against. It's time for these people to essentially just get a big middle finger. Fuck you. We're getting rid of these people. There are no safe havens for criminals. There are no safe havens for criminals. Trump needs to handle this. So let's check this out.
And I want all of you just to know exactly where we are as far as our neighbors go. Minneapolis will continue to be a safe haven for undocumented immigrants.
Criminal aliens. They're not
for our trans community.
Mentally ill.
Regardless of who you are or where you come from, Minneapolis is a place where you should be proud to call home.
Minneapolis is a place where the mentally insane and criminals can come and feel safe. So criminals and the mentally deranged flood to Minneapolis. We will protect you. We will make sure that you can flourish with your criminality and your mental illness. Let's see. Check this out. Do you guys remember this? Where's this? Is this Iraq? Is this Pakistan? Is this Somalia? Oh no, it's Minneapolis. Oh, when they burned it to the ground. Oh, I remember. Oh, this is a couple years ago. Oh, when they burnt Minneapolis to the ground. Huh. Looking good. Yeah, solid.
You have a relation to this?
Look at that. Look at that. Looking good. Looking like a third world country, Minneapolis. Fantastic. This is what you want? If you live in Minneapolis, move. Unless you like this, because it's going to look like that this summer. Oh, man. They are going to lose their minds. Wait till it gets hot. It's already hot down here, but wait till it gets hot around the country. People are going to go peacefully protesting. Peaceful protesters are about to return. All right, let's get into some videos. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3, and then we got overtime. 1, 2, or 3, and then we got overtime. Let me see. How we doing? How we doing, Telegram? Take my strong hand. I better use my strong hand. Where's my strong hand? There we go.
I better use my strong hand.
Nice. All right, let's do this one. Positive charisma number 3. This is called Skinny Privilege.
What's in the box?
Skinny Privilege. Make sure you hit the like button, Beaches.
Acceptable biases. First of all, what is the difference?
Okay. All right, I'm pissed off. All right, so we're going to skip that one. That's a huge problem. Apologize for that. I hate that. Do not put low volume videos in my folder. That's a waste of everyone's time. Let's do this one. This one's called Body Positivity for Certain Sizes.
Visibly fat influencers who are preaching body positivity are being met with a ton of backlash, right? They're being met with, you're promoting obesity, you are promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, you're just lazy, you just want to be body positive so you don't have to work hard. Whereas thinner influencers who, yeah, maybe when they sit down, they have a few rolls, or they have to point out, they have to use arrows to point out their cellulite or their one little dimple to show their imperfections. When they preach body positivity, it's seen as such a noble, brave thing because they already live in a body that is more accepted by society. So what's happened to the body positivity movement is that now we have moved from fat liberation and fat activism and fat acceptance to, okay, now we're body positive, but we can only be body positive if you look like you're healthy or if you look like you fit into the standards of what society deems as healthy.
Body positivity has nothing to do with being fat. Body positivity is you're a burn victim, or you have one limb, or you have big eyes, you know, things that you can't choose, things that are not, you know, as a result of your habits, as a result of eating too much cake. All right, one more video. Let's get into overtime. You guys want new DWG. Let's get out of here. This is called AOC. Elon is gutting Medicaid. All right, good shit. We waste so much money on entitlement programs, and the problem is people get terrible service. There's high premiums. You need more competition. You need people. You just need competition will bring down prices. Put it that way.
If you are a fan of Donald Trump and you like to punish yourself by watching my live streams, welcome. I'm still fighting for your health care anyway. If you are MAGA and you're on Social Security, congratulations. Ooh. Welcome. I'm fighting for your benefits too. Because I actually believe that people should age with dignity in this country.
Communism.
I believe that people should have access to health care.
Sick care.
We don't, quote unquote, have the money for a better and improved social safety net.
And why don't we have money? Fix the money, fix the world.
Because we let assholes like Elon Musk gut Medicaid and gut Social Security.
There shouldn't be Social Security. There shouldn't be Medicaid. Seriously, if we didn't steal people's money throughout their entire life, they could invest it. They could invest that money. They can save that money. They can invest it in assets. They could, because we store all our money and all our wealth in housing, and we just leverage debt to artificially inflate assets. You know, all these people, how much do you pay every month? If you're a W-2, look at your check. Look how much comes out every month. If you had that money, if I had the money, the amount of money that I have to fucking spend as a business owner, the amount of money I have to pay the IRS every year is insane. That's money that I could use to invest in my business. That's money that I could use to hire employees. That's money that I could use to create products and create value. Instead, it goes to these entitlement programs that are bloated, that are unconstitutional, and that send money to people that are not producing in society. That's what they are. We've infantilized our society to expect handouts. I'm not saying you just pull the plug instantly, but there needs to be a massive amount of reform when it comes to these entitlement programs. Okay. Let's check this one out. Let's try it again. I was told the audio's improved. Let's go back to this one we tried before.
Last acceptable biases. First of all, what is the difference you feel in how people treat you in a smaller body versus being in a bigger body?
I am treated like a completely different human being. And now that I'm in a smaller body, people are friendlier. And this is the part that I struggle with, is that I find that people are nicer to my children when I'm out with my children.
Jesus Christ, now it's over. Okay. People are nicer to my children. I don't know, maybe they feel like you're not abusing them. If you see an overweight or a morbidly obese parent, the kids are more than likely obese or overweight. Look, the problem is with a lot of these comments is that if you are morbidly obese, what does that say? It generally says that you don't care about yourself. Overwhelmingly, it says you don't care about yourself. And usually, if you don't care about yourself, it's because you have some sort of trauma, some sort of story you're telling yourself. You hate yourself and you punish yourself. And you're in this like vicious cycle of self-punishment and depreciation and staying in a safe space because you know what it's like to feel uncomfortable and you just get used to it and you hide away and you blame the world for your problems. So it leads to you generally having resentment to anyone else who's not fat, or if you don't have money, you start to resent people that do have money. If you feel like you don't have responsibility or accountability or any control over your habits or your actions. This is why I always talk about taking personal responsibility. That's why I always talk about being the arbiter of your own life. It's very important that you understand you have control over your outcomes. Your habits are choices that you could repeatedly make. You can make better choices. You can have a different outcome. And what's unfortunate is you have people that look through these lenses when they're morbidly obese. They feel like shit. They don't like themselves. They know they're not attractive. They feel like shit. So they project that. They might not realize it, but they project that into the world. That's how they see everything. People are mean to me. They don't hold open the doors, this, that, and the other, because they don't usually feel like they deserve getting the door held open. They feel like everyone's against them when they're just against themselves. So then you lose weight and you start feeling better and more confident. You start smiling more, making more eye contact. You're more open. You don't realize how your lens on the world shifts. It's not the world. It's you. It's you. It's you. We need to have shame. We need to have shame. People should feel ashamed with having bad habits. This is how a society and a culture drives in the right direction. It's important for people to understand when they are doing something that they shouldn't do. Just like children, they need to have guardrails. And if you want to have a functioning society with millions and millions and millions of people, there needs to be guardrails as to how you carry yourself, as to what your expectations are to be a part of this society. You don't have to be like everyone else, but you need to have a shared reality. and understand that these things are in your control. And if you hate yourself, you are going to look at the entire world differently than when you realize and you take responsibility and you step up and you are responsible for your actions. All right, let's get into a throwback and then we'll go into overtime. Let's go, fam. Let's go. Okay, let's do... Oof, I haven't seen her face in a while and I'm grateful for it, but let's punish ourselves.
I spend my life trying to meet other people's standards and other people's expectations.
You gotta stop fucking smoking, man. You gotta stop smoking.
You assume that people who are trying to lose weight are trying to better themselves. Like, you've placed a moral value on the size of someone's body.
What are you, fucking retarded?
They're trying to lose weight. They usually are trying to better themselves.
Trying to better myself by making the world a better place.
I'm trying to better myself because I'm making the world a better place. Well, you're not really doing that. You're just complaining all the time. And you're so virtuous because you're doing so good for the world. How's the environment going?
All I'm saying is that there are multiple ways to be a better person because that's what you were emphasizing. But losing weight, it's not one of them.
It's going to make you a healthier person. Getting rid of extra body fat will absolutely improve your insulin sensitivity. And in other words, changing your lifestyle habits will absolutely improve your health. It has nothing to do with being a better person. What's with the voice? What's with the voice? Fam, it's Friday. Let's go into overtime. But first, let's do one more throwback. Let's do one more throwback for people that aren't members, because we got three new balls deep edits, and it's all going down to overtime. So join the fam today, swolenormousx.com. Last chance to get in before OT starts in the Daily Swole Telegram chat.
One told me about coming out when I'm in my 30s.
No one cares.
The lesbian community is really fat phobic. I thought that women would be like more understanding because of like the beauty norms.
For someone who's a woman and likes women, you don't know women that much, apparently. Women are the most judgmental.
Stupid bitch. And that we love people for all shape and sizes. And that's just not true. It's not been my experience.
Well, duh.
Unbelievably hard to match with anyone as a size 20 woman.
Whoa! No shit.
I barely see any fat people in the community. If they are, like, please reach out to me because I don't know where you are.
Or you could call 1-800-BITE-ME.
She couldn't get any men, so she thought she'd switch teams, and now she's like, this ain't working too good. Women hate women. Women, can you guys wake up? Women generally hate other women. Now, why do I say that? You might have female friends. I'm not saying all women, but in general, women have a lot of intra-gender competition for other men, competing for resources, the same way men compete for resources. Men compete for higher paying jobs, for status in society, right? Making money, being successful, having assets, building wealth and security for a family, and more resources upon which they can share with a female or females of their choice. Women don't like other women in general. This is why working women in the workplace, a lot of you, right? And again, this is not talking about all women. When I say, women hate other women, you guys understand. In general, just go to work. Go to work in a place where there's a lot of women in HR or there's a lot of women in management positions. There's a lot of backstabbing. There's a lot of manipulation. You guys know women. Everyone here has a mother or has had a mother or a mother-in-law or an aunt or some mentally unstable female in their life. I'm not saying all men have their shit together, but you guys know, all right? Females have to resort to other methodology aside from physical prowess and strength. So they have to use emotional manipulation. They have to use any kind of passive aggressive. They're just not physically strong, so they need to resort towards other means. Plotting, yeah. Very backstabbing. And it just is what it is. It is what it is. Gaslighting, yeah. So you ladies here in the Swole fam, those of you that are listening to the show, you know what I'm talking about. So again, exceptions don't make the rule. This is something that's overwhelming in our society, and essentially it's part of the breakdown. Yesterday we talked about this with the charts about liberal, quote, educated white women that are just literally bought and paid for by the Democratic establishment. They've got the mind virus hook, line, and sinker from these institutions, and they're brainwashed, and they're scared and anxious and angry. And the legacy media knows how to project that anger onto Donald Trump, onto Doge, onto anyone that waves an American flag, whatever it is. They can just point and say, sick 'em. It's like a pack of wild dogs. All right, let's get some feedback. Positive Charisma. I claim to hate women, but it's because they are so bitter to me or show jealousy when I've been nothing but good to them. I have one lady friend. Jen says the other bitch at my work is a cunt. Never fails. She hates me because my boss likes me and the way I teach kids to drive. I get along better with men. It's hard to make girlfriends. Elizabeth says, working with women can absolutely be the worst environment ever. Dudes make better coworkers. Their gossip is better. Yeah, because usually with guys, the gossip is harmless. It's just shooting the shit and talking trash. It's not actual gossip. You're not like, oh, do you hear what so-and-so said? Did you hear what so-and-so said? Oh my God, so-and-so. Do you see what they're wearing? Do you see her outfit today? No dude says that. No dude says that behind another dude's back. If a guy walks in wearing like Crocs or something, whatever, you can wear what you want. But it's to their face. You're like, dude, what the fuck are those? What are you wearing? What are you wearing, you clown? See, dudes would just say it to someone else's face and they would chide for a and they'd laugh a little bit and they go on with their day. That's it. Just take a ribbing. No one really cares what you're wearing. You'll just get shit for it. Dude, what are those? Yeah, their shenanigans are fun and cheeky. Yeah, it's like practical. It's like actual pranks. It's actual pranks. Anyway. Yeah, nice Crocs. Did your boyfriend get them for you? Be like, yeah, shut up, you asshole. Yeah, fuck you. And then you'd high five and go grab a beer or something, right? All right. Anyway. And I really do think this is why you have all these very sensitive women that don't understand online trolling. So Elon, how old is Elon? Can someone look that up? How old is Elon Musk? Look, I grew up playing video games. I grew up in the 90s. Online chat rooms, savage humor. That's why I troll on X and I troll online. It's just part of the culture. I don't get offended by it. But then you have all these sensitive women that are now in the same arena. And they're like, oh my God, he said this. Oh my God, you said that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dudes are like, what are you talking about? Why are you getting offended? It's funny as shit. It's funny. We don't get offended. We want actual results, right? So when a woman has a problem, right, and she's voicing her issues, this, that, and the other, she doesn't want a solution. She just wants to be heard. Women just commiserate with each other and they just voice all their angst. They don't actually want a solution. Dudes just want solutions. So that's why dudes that vote for Elon and voted for Trump to clean house and Kash Patel and Tulsi Gabbard and RFK, we don't give a shit what they say in terms of a joke or Savage or JD Vance. I don't really care, Margaret. Yeah, I don't really care, Margaret. Fuck you. Let's get the job done. We want results. The border's closed. Let's say prices are coming down, this, that, and the other. We're like, sweet, talk shit online. I don't give a fuck. What is actually happening? But then you have all the libtards. Oh my God, those words. How could you say that? How could you misgender the person? No one cares. We want results. Dudes want to see the end point. I don't care what you say. No dude cares about what, no one that's a man with like a average or above level of testosterone. No one cares if Trump says something that, oh, you got offended? Who fucking cares? Cry harder, shut the border down, kick all these criminals out, get them the fuck out, more, faster. Go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And I think that's the worst part about it. Matt says, I grew up listening to Eminem on the bus every day. Nothing offends me. And now Eminem is a Democrat cuck. Everyone just got soft. Bill Burr used to be funny. Now he's just an absolute liberal clown. It's embarrassing. This is why men rib on each other. This is why men talk shit. You ever play on a football team or a hockey team or a baseball team? It's just shit talking all the time. Military, it's always shit talking. And you know why men shit talk? Is to make sure that the people that are around them aren't huge pussies. Because if they are, they get shunned. Any workplace. All right. If you work at an auto shop, how many of you have had and some of you have done this, how many of you have had a job where you're doing physical work with other men? Maybe you're a female or you're a male, but you worked with largely male, and some of you are saying in the comments, let's say you work in an auto shop, or maybe you work at a mechanic shop and you're a female, but you work the front desk, and then all the dudes are in the mechanic shop, you know, grease monkeys, you know, fixing cars and shit like that. Really valuable work, right? Men talk shit to each other in order to make sure that people around them are going to, essentially, it's like an evolutionary, like, to protect them. All right. If you talk shit to other people and they can take it, you're like, all right, these people are cool. I can have them by my back because they're not pussies. It's like an evolutionary thing to make sure that people around you aren't weak. That's it. That's really what it is. So if you're in a group of guys, right, let's say you work in this auto shop and then you're talking shit and someone says something like, oh my God, and the guy working on the transmission's like, oh, and he goes inside and talks to management. So-and-so said this. Everyone would be like, get rid of this fucking guy. Everyone would hate him, right? You went and tattle on someone. You guys know this in elementary school. I'm just talking about if you had a guy do that in a full work environment, that dude would be completely cut out, either fired or everyone. It would just destroy the morale of the workplace. It would just be a cancer, and everyone would just shun this guy. He'd be the person that no one wants to spend time with. No one says anything around him. It would just be a cloud over the entire, on the entire business. You can't have weak pussies around you. That's always the weakest link. That's always going to be the kid, that tattletale that ran to the teacher. So-and-so did this. And I was like, ugh, he's such a fucking whining bitch. You have to talk shit. You have to talk shit. And when you're growing up, you would talk shit back and forth. And sometimes there'd be a fight, right? And guys would, you know, punch, fight, and this, but then you'd earn respect. It's like, cool, you earned it. You can hang out, all right? Usually kids will like fight, and then when they get older, like, they're friends. Even with your best friends, you would sometimes physically fight. You would just get after it. But you can actually stand up and you're not going to be pushed around. And other dudes respect that. Either you get left alone, you kind of earn your stripes, right? This is what guys do in college. Not as much as they used to, but there's hazing. You have to go through the ringer. You have to prove that you can hang. You have to prove that you can go through some shit. All right, you could be one of us. It's hazing. It's like any kind of ritual. It's just a low-key hazing. Stand your ground, laugh. So as a guy, if someone's like, dude, what the fuck are those? Be like, fuck you. I'll wear whatever the fuck I want, you ass. They'll be like, nice. You got to be able to take some shit. You got to be able to take some shit. That's it. You got to learn how to take some shit. And if you can't take some shit, no one wants to hang out with you, and then you don't have any friends. And then guess what? Then you become a liberal, you become a male feminist because you're such a beta cuck. You try to get around females. You can't do it from an alpha standpoint because you have nothing of value. So you just pretend like, oh, I support your causes. I support you. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Feminism. Girl power. And all these male feminists are just literally betas that are trying to get close to females. They're completely inauthentic, and they're trying to be around women. They don't have any other way to be around women because they can't hold their own around men. Being a male feminist is literally the lowest of the low on the totem pole. Yeah. Anyway, Swole card time, and then we're going into OT. Let's give it away. Fam, thanks for being here. Swole America, drop in the comments. Let's go. We're going into OT right after, so if you're a member, head on into the Daily Swole Telegram chat. We got a brand new Drive While Gaining and brand new Balls Deep edits. If your feelings aren't hurt yet, I'm going to try to make sure that happens in overtime. So time for you to step it up. Cry harder, libs. Here we go. Today's winner is Joanna Celli. Congratulations. Swole America. Swole America. Fuck yeah. Joanna, congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3241, the subject, your mailing address, in the body of the email. That's fantastic. Golf clap. Yeah.
And that's the way, I like it.
Easy in the Sunshine Band. All right, fam, thank you for being here. If you need to get into the Daily Swole Telegram chat, it's pinned to the top of the Swole Fam Telegram chat. We're going over there right now. We got new Balls Deep edits. We have a brand new Drive While Gaining, and of course, all that will be in the Swolenormous app right afterwards. Congratulations, Joanna. Thanks for playing. Let's get into overtime, shall we? I'm going to hit the button. Gonna tip me up a little bit. Let's go. Very nice. Fam, you know what time it is. Head on over into the Daily Swole Telegram chat. OT starts in 2 minutos. We got a lot of stuff to get into, so let's not waste any more time. Thanks for being here, everyone. If you are not a member, head on over to swolenormousx.com. It's time for brand new Driving While Gaining. It goes down in 2 minutes. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Peace, McGee's, deuce, magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
I just wanna win on the low.